on ABC6.
I'm super excited. This is my first Michigan game. Go Bucks.
It's game day, college's greatest rivalry. The Buckeyes face off against that team up north, and we've got everything you need to know to keep you covered.
It's really, really tough on Saturdays, so you have to try to make up for it on a Sunday or a Friday night.
Plus, not going to the game, locally owned shops want your business. We're live with some of the deals to get you in the door.
Plus, rain, go away. The wet weather in the forecast right now, but how will it affect your outdoor plans? Meteorologist Phil Kelly keeping track on what you need to do, or what you need to know, I should say, as you head out the door. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. It's November 24th. Of course, it is the game today.
It sure is, and everyone's just excited, decked out with their colors here.
Yep. Good news. I'm thinking that the majority of the heavy rain is going to happen before the game. So if you are tailgating, it is going to be wet. I don't think we're talking some heavy downpours here and there, but for most of the time, we're just talking kind of these nuisance showers. So that's much better news than what we thought maybe a couple days ago, when it looked like we were going to be seeing some downpours. And I said, uh-oh, Maria.
I know you were a little worried.
I don't know if I can go out to the shoe, but I'm going out to the shoe with you. We'll be out there over on Fox 28 because, of course, that's where the game's going to be. Notice already back to our south and west, we're starting to get this breaking up. We've got the heaviest over us right now, and nothing severe with this. The wind is going to continue to pick up here and there. Do have a few showers, the heavier showers moving through parts of Union County, really between Marysville, and then back over towards Mechanicsburg and Springfield. These are just some of those isolated downpours that I was talking about. If you are going out this morning and say you're trying to decide whether or not you're going to set up for your tailgate or not, I would say go ahead and do it. Just know that it's going to be in the rain. I don't think we're talking any kind of severe weather, anything like that. Take the rain gear with you. These showers will slowly start to taper off. Once we get to 10, 11 o'clock this morning, I think things are going to be looking much better, and then on in for the game as well. Temperatures, these are not bad at all. Low to mid 40s. We do see the winds, and this is going to be a problem this afternoon as these breezes start to pick up. Right now from the south-southeast, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Visibility a little bit limited, and that's basically because of that rain. So you'll see a little bit of sheen on the roads, which is what we're seeing on the north outer belt. Temperatures into the low 40s. Wet roads here in Ross County. You guys in Chillicothe also waking up with temperatures into the low 40s. So the best chance for rain really comes this morning. Then as we go through the afternoon, those chances really diminish, and I think by, say, 3, 4 o'clock, we are going to just see maybe an isolated shower or two. 52 for our high, so temperatures really not bad at all. I got a much better Sunday forecast. I'll share that with you. Plus talk a little bit more about the game day forecast coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Phil. In the football fever, today's the day. Ohio State takes on that team up north at noon on our sister station Fox 28. We already know the winner will head to Indy to play Northwestern in the Big Ten championship game.
And if the Bucks win today, or I should say when they win today and win the Big Ten title, it's going to be tough to keep them out of the college football playoff. Ohio State enters the game ranked 10th, with that team up north standing at number 4. Lately, this hasn't been much of a rivalry. Ohio State has won 6 in a row, tying the longest streak by the Buckeyes in this matchup. They've also won 14 of 15. This is the 115th matchup between OSU and that team up north, dating back to 1897. Former Buckeye Josh Perry explains just how deep this rivalry runs.
I mean, they just drill the importance of the game into you, and kind of for me it was different. I grew up right down the street. I'm a Central Ohio guy, and so I knew the importance of the game, but now we're more of a national footprint in recruiting, and so you got to help these guys understand what it's really about.
Now, it's clear there's a lot of local and national attention on the game today, and I got to look behind the scenes at everything that makes what you'll be watching so special.
Hours of preparation.
They bring in 5 semi-trucks with all the equipment we need every week. It takes 2 days and full teams of 50-plus people.
As things quickly boil down to the biggest game of the season.
It's the game, and this is one for the ages.
It's a moment Bob Kelly has been waiting for a very long time.
Really excited. I mean, the first game I've come to since I graduated back in '69, so it's been a long time. Been here many times, but not for a game or the game, so really looking forward to it.
Lights, cameras, and a lot of media attention as Ohio State takes on Michigan.
But it is Beat Michigan week. Yeah. Michigan has won 10 in a row.
The football fever team ready for the matchup. Fans can look forward to a special 2-hour pregame show on Fox 28.
What does the team need to do to beat Michigan?
A TFF crew of expert analysts and former OSU players will break down what the Buckeyes need to do to get that big win.
And you just have to grind. You have to I mean, every single yard counts in the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. It's one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports.
While fans can't wait to watch the action on the field.
I'm super excited. This is my first Michigan game. Go Bucks.
The Packer family checking out the excitement before the big game.
Have you guys seen any Michigan fans?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've seen those poor souls.
All smiles aside, the Buckeyes know it's going to be a tough game.
Play defense.
We'll take care of them. We'll show them what the Buckeyes can really do.
Beef up the defense. I mean, really looking a little rough in the defense, especially like that last game. Yeah, he gave up 51 points. 51 points.
Despite the stormy forecast, Buckeye fans know the team will bring the heat.
Whatever the weather is, we're going to show up wherever it is. Rain, sleet, or snow, we're here to play.
That's right. ABC 6 and Fox 28 are the only channels you need for the best Buckeye coverage in town. It starts with Good Day Columbus live at the Shoes starting at 9 a.m. Then the Football Fever will get you ready for the game at 10 o'clock. It's a special 2-hour pregame show taking you up to the noon kickoff, also on Fox 28. Then hear from Coach Meyer and the players right here on ABC 6 at 7.
And don't forget to send us your game day pictures. Open up the ABC 6 app, then click on Explore, tap on Chime In, and look for fantastic photos. You might even see some of those pictures on the Football Fever.
Not only is the game today, it's also Small Business Saturday. Mom and pop shops want to cash in on the holiday shopping season.
Alexis Moberger explains why sharing today with Buckeyes could be a problem for some small businesses. Alexis?
Yeah, good morning, Jackie, Maria. A lot of these shops down here along the short north are expecting a slow day today. It's not because of this wet rain we're having, it's mostly because of the big game. So now these owners are kind of forced to think outside of the box to grab some customers. But Shop Small Saturday, it happens everywhere, and here in the short north we're seeing a lot of shops included. And now they're having to rely on their loyal customer base because of Football Saturday. They see this a lot during the fall. It's not a new problem that they're experiencing, but today in particular, they're really hoping to get a lot of customers, especially with the big holiday season. Now, because of the holidays, the competition is stiff and stakes are high for these small businesses. And in Buckeye country, these shop owners hope you don't forget about them.
It's really, really tough on Saturdays. So you have to try to make up for it on a Sunday or a Friday night.
Come to accept it, and it's all part of OSU football and living in Columbus.
The U.S. Small Business Administration says last year on Small Business Saturday, Americans spent a combined $12 billion at independent retailers and restaurants. Jackie, Marie, I'm looking hard to see what deals and steals they're going to have here at Shop Small Saturday. But one deal, which is a pretty good one if you're used to parking down here, they are offering a $100 meter gift card as long as you take a picture, post on Instagram of both the shop and hashtag #ShortNorthPoll. Again, that will give you a chance to get a $100 gift card for any parking meter along the short north. Back to you guys.
Now that's a good deal.
Yeah, so hit Instagram for that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Alexis. Now, a new report paints a grim picture for the U.S. economy and the environment.
Why the newly released climate change report should have you worried this morning. One is heard after a threat leads to the evacuation of Kohl's in Grove City. Now, this happened on Stringtown Road. The call came in just before 10 o'clock last night. We know the situation came to an end before midnight. We're working on new details about the threat to find out what it was and if police made any arrests. As soon as we get those, we'll pass that along.
A new government report says climate change could shrink the U.S. economy by 10%, costing the country hundreds of billions of dollars. Not only could climate change devastate the economy, the report says it will worsen people's health. More than 300 scientists wrote this report, saying global warming is actually caused by humans. The report was released by the White House and contradicts the president's own beliefs.
Does seeing this devastation, though, change your opinion at all on climate change, Mr. President?
No. I have a strong opinion. I want great climate. We're going to have that, and we're going to have forests that are very safe.
Now, according to the report, rising sea levels and storm surges threaten $1 trillion worth of real estate. Droughts and floods will cause trouble for farmers, and experts expect more diseases and allergies in the coming decades. The report's authors say we're already seeing the early consequences of human-made climate change through most of extreme wildfires, hurricanes, and other storms across the country.
A house explodes in Minnesota, and the moment is captured on camera.
The race to get the fire out and what investigators believe may be the cause. A BB gun outside of a theater in downtown Pittsburgh, outside of a performance of Fiddler on the Roof. Andre Freeman fired the gun several times before he was tackled by a security guard. Police later arrested him. Freeman faces several charges, including disorderly conduct and discharging a firearm or air gun. Earlier this month, the same cast of Fiddler on the Roof had to stop performing in Baltimore when a man inside the theater shouted pro-Nazi slogans.
A man is hurt after an explosion in Minnesota, forcing an entire block to be condemned.
Now take a look at your screen right now. A neighbor's security camera actually captures the moment the house explodes. Police say a man in his 60s is in the hospital. He's expected to recover. Wow. Here's what people down the street say they heard.
I just woke up. My girlfriend just got out of bed. She went to go make food. And next thing you know, the whole house started shaking. Her brother was still sleeping and actually woke him up out of bed. And we all were like, what was that?
We could smell like a little bit of gas and a little bit of wood burning and stuff like that. But it didn't seem like it was continuous. It was just like boom, and it happened, and then it was over with.
Police believe the blast was caused by a natural gas line, but aren't 100% sure. Fire crews are determining the extent of the damage. At least 11 people cannot go back home while the investigation continues.
Caught on camera, a ferry crashes into a dock in San Francisco, and you can see people nearby panicking. Take a look here. More than 50 people were on that boat. Only 2 suffered minor injuries. That's the good news. Part of the ferry is damaged. It actually hit 2 docks before coming to a stop, damaging the railing and some concrete. The captain and crew are being interviewed and drug tested while investigators try to figure out what led to this scene here.
Man, how scary is that?
I know, you can hear everybody, just kind of yelling and the panic panic in their voices.
The game today, I think the good thing is that this system has sped up a little bit. So I think during the game, I don't think we're going to be dry completely, but I think the heaviest rain is this morning. So with the, I wish it was at 3:30.
While we're out there at like 9 o'clock.
While we're out there, Maria, we're going to get wet. Yeah. The good thing is we're not talking any kind of severe weather, but the winds are going to pick up, so that could also play into the game as well. But temperatures, boy, this time of year we can get awfully cold, and there have been some bone-chilling OSU Michigan games, and today not going to be that way because we're really going to see temperatures back into the low 50s for today. So that heaviest rain going to be early. Basically, by the time you are tailgating, I don't expect any kind of severe weather, as we're really kind of in the heaviest of it right now, and that'll continue till about 9-10 o'clock. Then we'll start to notice things really start to taper off. And like I said, I cannot completely rule out an isolated shower for the rest of the day, but most of the heavy rain is really going to be delegated to the morning. There's the heaviest rain sitting right over central Ohio. Notice, if we look back to Indianapolis and Cincinnati, this line here, already starting to see that really kind of turn into just some isolated showers. So we're not talking an all-day downpour for us, but we are seeing some of those heavier downpours right now. Southern part here of Union County between Marysville over to Plain City and then into Chillicothe way into the eastern part of Ross County, back into Vinton and Hocking counties. One little heavy spot right there here in Franklin County, kind of these nuisance showers. Enough that we're going to wet the pavement, but nothing that we are talking severe weather. Temperatures, boy, I don't think anybody's complaining about this. Waking up to temperatures into the low 40s. 42 right now, Upper Arlington, Plain City, Powell, and Galena will widen out. Everybody pretty much into the upper 30s to low 40s. Coshocton, you're at 38. 43 in Athens, 44 in Waverly. Winds out of the southeast right now. Winds are going to be fairly strong throughout the day, but they are going to come from the south, so that's going to keep temperatures fairly mild as well. So we're not really worried about any kind of wind chill. We're talking temperatures into the 50s and a little bit of reduced visibility. That's basically because of that rain that's moving through right now. As we look over toward the stadium, skies are going to continue to be cloudy. We're at 43 right now out at the airport with that breeze out of the south-southeast. So mainly morning rain, slowly ending as we go toward the afternoon. By tonight, I think we're looking dry. I think Sunday's actually looking pretty good as well. You have some outdoor plans. Obviously tomorrow going to be the best day because I think we're going to be dry all day tomorrow. Till we get into late Sunday night, Monday looking wet. That's when our next storm system moves in. Then we jump right back into winter-like temperatures. By 8 o'clock here, we're still seeing a lot of rain in the area, but by the time we get to noon, notice just some spotty showers. So we're not talking an all-day washout, and then an isolated hit or miss light shower as we go through the rest of the afternoon. So really this is really focused over the morning. We get a little bit of fog overnight tonight. We get a little bit of fog in the morning and then some sunshine for your afternoon. Temperatures back into probably the mid-50s by the time we get into the afternoon. And then you can see some of the beginning here of the leading edge of this next storm system starting to move in. You see that blue on the backside. That's that colder air and a little bit of rain-snow mix by Monday night. 52 today, mainly morning rain, cloudy and breezy. Rest of your 7-day forecast. Rain moves in late Sunday, but I think most of your Sunday is dry. And then temperatures, guys, I don't think you're going to like this. We're right back into the 30s for highs for most of the rest of the upcoming work week.
Thank you, Phil. As busy as this week gets for the Buckeyes, they always find time to pay it forward.
For several years, players take a break from prepping for that team up north to help Life Care Alliance prepare meals for those less fortunate. Clay Hall shows us just how many players give back.
More than half the team rolled in to assist at the Harmon Avenue location in meal preparation and the like.
Can I take 10 volunteers to go with Amanda to the kitchen? First 10.
It means the world to me because I know growing up I did this a lot with my family and my friends and my parents. So to be able to be out here with my teammates and give back to the community, it means a lot.
All your applesauces are right here in this. Perfect. This is all your applesauce cups.
Life Care Alliance provides several health and nutrition services to older adults and those living with a medical challenge or disability.
I like to socialize, take pictures, you know, just try to get in people's heads and see who they really are and have a conversation with them.
Hey, first of all, because it's the whole team and they're young and they're strong, they get a lot done in a couple hours. They really, I think they have the record for the most Meals on Wheels packed at 1,200 in an hour, believe it or not.
Apparently, Life Care is a good luck charm for the Buckeyes.
And they come out and volunteer, they feel good, and they go out and beat the crap out of Michigan on Saturday.
Beating Michigan and spreading good cheer in Columbus.
Well, Buckeye Nation waking up to the game, but what's it like for the team to get ready to play that team up north?
So they'll bring in former players. They've got all the highlight videos, even in the facility. They'll have the scout team jerseys for Michigan taped to the floor, and you walk over them.
I like that tradition. Former Buckeye Josh Berry weighs in on what it's like to prepare for the big matchup.
And as we are counting down to the game and to keep us in the scarlet and gray mood, here's Buckeye Blend.
Pray that your babies grow up to be Buckeyes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let them be Spartans and wear feathered hats. Lions and tigers are big pussy cats. Mamas, pray that your babies grow up to be Buckeyes, whoa, whoa, whoa. And they'll always be winners and always succeed. Scarlet and gray they should bleed. Badgers and gophers are varmints that live in a hole. Hawkeyes and Hoosiers are losers.
ABC6 Sports, the Ohio High School football playoffs down to the semifinalists. Pick Central facing Colerain out of Cincinnati last night, slugging it out in Piqua, picking it up in the third quarter. The Tigers were trailing 21-7 when Dimitri Crenshaw gets things going. He found Terry Simwell for the big gain. That led to this play. Crenshaw has time, but no one's open, so he scrambles. Finds a wide open Lorenzo Stiles Jr. Stiles bounces it up the sideline to trim that Cards lead to 21-14. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be for Pick Central, falling to Colerain 28-14. In other state semifinal games, Eastmore falls to Kenston 40-7. That was in New Philadelphia, and Olentangy Liberty got thumped by St. Edward 42-16. Well, for the second time this week, the Blue Jackets facing a tough opponent, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Josh Anderson with 2 goals in this one as the CBJ wins 4-2. They split the home and home with Toronto. Jackets now heading to Pittsburgh tonight to take on the Penguins. Well, challenges are already underway for a small town hit with 4 high-profile murder trials. The issues that have prosecutors worried with so many people charged for the Roden family murders.
Good Day Columbus on ABC6.
Whatever the weather is, we're going to show up wherever it is. Rain, sleet, or snow, we're here to play.
That's right, Buckeye fans, pumped for the game. What you need to know if you're headed to the shoe or watching at home.
They don't let a guy walk into that building without understanding how important it is.
Plus, former Buckeyes say it's going to be a tough game. We'll hear more from them on what the team needs to do to grind out a win.
And it's Small Business Saturday, which means big deals for shoppers buying small. How independent retailers depend on your business.
It is 5:30, a live look at the shoe. As you can see there, whew, quiet, but not for long. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Durant.
I'm Jackie Orozco.
And good morning. I'm Phil Kelly. Heavy rain moving in overnight. We're going to slowly start to see it tapering off. So things really start to get a little bit better here by about 9, 10 o'clock. We're going to start to notice those rain showers diminishing. Kickoff is at noon. So I think most of the game, actually, we're going to be talking a hit and miss shower. I think wind's going to be a bigger issue for the game.
So it's going to be cold then?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say cold. I would say windy. I would say breezy.
Windy. Okay.
Into the 50s today. I don't. Do you consider 50s cold?
I don't know. She's the one. She's the one with the warm socks.
I can't help it. She brings. Listen, I would say
battery operated.
I would just say bring your rain gear to the game. Bring a poncho. Bring a raincoat. You do not need the battery powered heated socks for today. Now there are many big games that you do need that for, but not today. Notice is we only have to look back toward Cincinnati and Indianapolis, already starting to see it break up a little bit. We're still over the heaviest rain still over central Ohio right now. None of this is severe. A heavy isolated downpour here or there. You'll hear it kind of cranked up a little bit. Plain City, you got a little cell just to the north of the city there in between Hilliard and Upper Arlington, really just north of Broad Street there on the west side of town. Temperatures pretty mild for this morning. This would be a lot of snow, probably talking 4 to 6 inches of snow if that was all coming down as snow. It's about a ½ inch of rain. 42 in Newark, Groveport 43 here in Columbus. Wind's going to be a problem. Out of the south-southeast today, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Will gust a little bit heavier than that as we get into the afternoon. A little bit of reduced visibility, not really for fog today, but really more for the rain, kind of the wet roads, a little bit of sheen on the roads as well. The clouds continue to be fairly thick. I think we'll see the cloudy skies for the rest of your morning and afternoon. A nice quiet start. Sunrise 7:27 this morning. I do expect heavy rain throughout much of the morning. We get to say 10, 11 o'clock. Things slowly start to taper off. And then I think most of your afternoon is dry, fairly mild. Winds are going to be a little bit on the breezy side with highs into the low 50s. Coming up in the full forecast, I'll time out this rain hour by hour, let you know if it's going to last into the second half of our weekend. Do that in just a few minutes, guys.
In the football fever, kickoff is just a few hours away between the Buckeyes and that team up north. Kickoff at noon on our sister station, Fox 28.
Ohio State hasn't lost the game in Columbus since 2000. That means kids that are high school seniors who've never experienced a home loss to Michigan.
Today marks the first time Urban Meyer is an underdog against that team up north. If the Buckeyes win today and win the Big Ten title, it's going to be tough to keep them out of the college football playoff. Ohio State enters the game ranked 10th, with that team up north standing at number 4. Now, in case it wasn't already clear just how big of a game this is, here's former Buckeye Josh Perry with what this week is like for the team.
So they'll bring in former players. They've got all the highlight videos, even in the facility. They'll have the scout team jerseys for Michigan taped to the floor, and you walk over them, just kind of, building that mentality of what the game means. And it's crazy. They flipped the switch in the facility, and they've got the song playing, It's Time for War, and they've just got the highlight videos going. And then, again, they bring everything up, and I went 4-0.
And today is the 115th edition of what's considered to be the biggest rivalry in sports.
The Football Fever's Clay Hall takes a look at the importance of the game from both sides of the border.
What does the Ohio State rivalry mean to you?
The same as it always has meant, does mean now, and always will. A big game.
This will be my 9th time, two as a graduate assistant, and then this will be my 7th time as head coach. Obviously, my admiration for this rivalry is second to none.
You got a name for it, the game.
Both coaches ask about the pressure associated with being the caretaker of these two programs and the expectation of winning this game.
I always look at pressure as life-giving energy. So.
Is there more life-giving energy going into this?
Yeah, sure.
The word pressure, absolutely, there's there. And for someone to say, there's no pressure, that's not true.
The Bucs defense got worked over at Maryland, but the offense added a new wrinkle.
Wayne Haskins made you a different team by running the football. 15 carries, 63 yards.
Yeah, that to me, that we won the game because of that. And obviously, I think he played his best game.
The quarterback does a great job getting the ball to multiple people.
Can the Silver Bullets be fixed?
We're 10-1. We have to move forward. We're going to try to fix our problems. You've been hearing that for a while, but that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I expect our team to be very motivated. I am.
The countdown is on. I'm Clay Hall for the Football Fever.
So much excitement. ABC 6 and Fox 28 are the only channels you need today. Good Day Columbus is live at the Shoe starting at 9. Then the Football Fever will get you ready for the game starting at 10 o'clock.
And it's a special 2-hour pregame show taking you up to the noon kickoff, also on Fox 28. Then, of course, you can hear from Coach Meyer and the players back here on ABC 6 at 7.
Ohio Governor John Kasich is having some fun before leaving office.
He issued his annual proclamation designation today. That's the Scarlet Letter Saturday. And Kasich notes, since the first Scarlet Letter Saturday, the Buckeyes have chalked up 4 12-win seasons, something done only once in the past 100 years. The governor adds, as the team up north loves their khaki pants, we prefer ours to be golden.
Like that.
The gold pants.
And today isn't just a game day for the Buckeyes. It's also Small Business Saturday. Business owners we talk with say they're bracing for a potentially slow sales day because of the big game. Despite the game's potential impact on their sales, some businesses owners remain optimistic.
Then shopping.
It's really, really tough on Saturdays. So you have to try to make up for it on a Sunday.
but pretty much it's very, very quiet, pretty dead. But we've come to accept it, and it's all part of OSU football and living in Columbus.
I always believe that a customer will find their way like water.
There's a lot of money to be made for small businesses today as well. The U.S. Small Business Administration says Americans spent nearly $13 billion at independent retailers and restaurants for last year's Small Business Saturday. This year, American Express has teamed up with Etsy to create new campaigns focusing on women-owned businesses.
As the investigation into the Roden family murders continues in Pike County, the prosecutor there hopes to try all 4 cases in the county. But Hamilton County's prosecutor isn't on the same page. He thinks these high-profile cases will overwhelm the small county. The prosecutor says the death penalty cases require hundreds of jurors, and there won't be enough people eligible in a county of 28,000 people. Incoming Attorney General Dave Yost says prosecutors will be ready no matter when or where these murder trials happen.
It'll be a little bit of a lift to get discovery ready because there's a lot, but we'll make sure the resources are there and we'll be ready to try the case.
Yost says Governor-elect Mike DeWine has already designated him as a special attorney general. Until January, DeWine will still call the shots in this case. We'll continue to update you on the Roden trials on air and on the ABC6 app.
Now, there are close calls and crashes nearly every day out on the roadways.
Why one company is releasing highlights of bad drivers and how it could save you money. Central Ohio kids in need. You can drop off an unwrapped toy during our annual Toys for Tots drive. It's coming up on Saturday, December 1st, outside of our studios on Dublin Road.
The cast of Charles Dickinson's A Christmas Carol is ready to perform this weekend. The show opened last night and continues tonight and tomorrow at 7:30. There are still some tickets available online through Kappa's website.
And Buckeye Nation has several new members, all decked out in scarlet and gray.
Babies born this week at OSU's Wexner's Medical Center are now wrapped in Beat Michigan blankets.
Love it.
One of the first babies was born to parents who met after the game several years ago.
We were at the varsity club after the game. I think we won the game. It was great, having a good time. I was with one group of friends. She was with another, and just kind of got up and sat down, and there she was, and you know, the rest was history.
Oh, love at first sight, right? As many as 100 babies received the special pretty blankets this week.
Oh, love it. Well, the Salvation Army says donation at its famous kettles are down this holiday season.
What volunteers are doing to try and offset the drop.
This week on Full Measure, members of Congress making millions while on public salaries. We investigate how it's happening. Plus, a DNA website designed to connect families could now be a key to catching killers. Inside a new investigative method, the brains behind it, and the controversy. And an alarming spike of children paralyzed by a mystery illness we've been investigating for years. Those stories and more this week on Full Measure.
Camera. A Texas dash cam company has released highlights of bad drivers to show the importance of safety behind the wheel. The company's founder, I should say, says witnesses don't always remember every detail after having a close call or crash. That's when technology comes in handy. It may even save you some money in the end.
I have $1,700 worth of paint damage, but you can do a good deed and help other people with your footage, and the dash cam saved the day.
If you're thinking about getting one of these dash cams, it'll cost you around $100 for a cheaper version. There are some options from different companies on sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Students displaced by the California wildfires are heading back to school even if their schools aren't repaired. The Diocese of Sacramento is offering free tuition to its more than 3 dozen private Catholic schools, even for students who weren't already enrolled. That means families don't have to pay anything for the remainder of the school year. Tuition typically costs $5,000 to $6,000.
We have open seats in some of our schools here across the diocese, and we know that over 30,000 people have been displaced by this fire, including a number of children. And when we heard that the Butte County schools were going to need a little bit more time to reopen, and knowing that families have been scattered across the north in the Sacramento area, we just thought it would be good to open those desks to kids to get them back into school.
Displaced students will also receive uniforms, school supplies, hot lunches, and much more. No word on how long repairs to other California school buildings will take. Now, 14,000 immigrant children are now living in U.S. detention camps and shelters. That's a new record, according to U.S. Health and Human Services. That's around double the number from just 2 years ago. HHS members blame Trump administration policies for the jump. Some immigrants, along with ACLU, are suing the White House. They believe some children are being held until they turn 18, when they would go to more strict detentions.
You know it's the holiday season when you hear the iconic Salvation Army bell. It's more than a century old.
But it turns out people aren't filling the buckets like they used to. Organizers aren't exactly sure why, but bell ringers, all volunteers, say people just don't carry cash on them like they once did. The Salvation Army has tried credit card readers in the past, but people didn't use them. Now bell ringers are handing out cards with a website on them, encouraging people to donate online.
Even though Black Friday is in the past, there are still tons of sales through the weekend. Amazon's Cyber Monday sale has turned into a week of discounts that's already begun. Monday is expected to be the biggest online shopping day in U.S. history, with 75 million Americans expected to shell out a record $7.7 billion. Experts say that some sales might become even bigger than Black Friday.
Cyber Monday has amazing deals on toys and apparel. Expect to see discounts of up to 50 to 60% off, and in some cases 70% off.
Some of the deals aren't even on stuff. For example, Monday is set to feature discounts on plane tickets. If you want to save even more, make sure you compare prices using apps like Camel and Pricewater. I know Jackie's already been shopping.
Oh yeah, I've been shopping since Thanksgiving Day, and there are already lots of free shipping and 50,
right.
60%
That's when I
off.
like to shop.
So
is
why
when
wait
they
till
are,
Cyber Monday?
Yep, when there's free shipping, you got to do it.
I saw your picture the other day outside the game store. With the line.
Oh yes, yeah. I was like, wait, what picture?
It was like GameStop.
I was following you around town, Maria, and you were stopping. But I ended up going there a little bit. I went there yesterday on Black Friday, and you know, the crowds were really not too bad. So, but looking forward to Cyber Monday, Taco Tuesday after that. That's really what I'm looking
Is Taco
forward
Tuesday a thing?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. After Monday.
Yeah, after Monday.
After Cyber Monday, I should say.
Then it's Taco Tuesday, Wet Wednesday. Well, actually, we say Wet Saturday because unfortunately we're starting out awfully wet. I do have good news though. If you are going to the game, notice the heaviest rain continues to sit right over central Ohio. But if you look back Indianapolis to Cincinnati, the direction this rain is coming from, notice we get a lot of dry air back in here, an isolated shower or two. So probably we're talking 3 to 4 more hours of this rain. And that puts us, what, about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. That's when we'll really start to notice things breaking up. So it's not an all-day rain for us. Matter of fact, if folks are sleeping in, they're going to miss the great majority of it. It is heaviest right now over the metro area. If you are going to the game, it's going to be wet for tailgating. Not going to be unbearable, though. I mean, we've had some days or some games early in the season where we had some really heavy downpours. I think for the most part, we're talking these nuisance showers. Temperature is going to be pretty nice. I mean, still a little on the chilly side, but it's been a lot worse for OSU Michigan games. 52 by the time we get into the middle of the game with that heaviest rain early, and I do expect most of the game actually to be fairly dry. The wind is going to be a bigger issue as we head through the afternoon. Temperatures right now 42 pretty much everywhere from Lewis Center down to Reynoldsburg, Grove City and West Jefferson, widen out upper 30s in Coshocton, 42 Caldwell, Athens and New Lexington, 41 in London and Marysville. Those winds out of the south-southeast going to continue to kind of pump in some of that milder air. Visibility an issue just basically because of the rain. We're not seeing any fog this morning. Tomorrow morning, fog becomes an issue. Live look outside from our tower cam over to the shoe. Southeast wind out at the airport at 13 makes that 44. Feel a little bit cooler into the upper 30s. So morning rain, cloudy and breezy then for the afternoon. A little bit better for your Sunday. I think Sunday's going to be dry, so outdoor plans, if you have a day to pick between today and tomorrow, tomorrow's going to be the better day. By 8:30 this morning, notice we're still seeing a lot of the rain, but by 11, 12 o'clock, that's when we'll really start to see things kind of break up and some isolated showers. So I can't say it's going to be dry for the entire afternoon, but those showers become much less numerous, very, very spotty as we head through the late afternoon. Then we get a little bit of clearing as we head into the overnight hours. Some fog develops first thing in the morning, and then I do expect to see some sunshine by the afternoon before this guy, our next weather system, moves in, bringing us some rain late Sunday night and then some cooler air on Sunday. So 52 today. Showers the heaviest this morning. Temperatures only end to the low 40s once again tomorrow morning. And then by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, some sunshine. Pretty decent way to end our weekend. 56 on Sunday. At 30% there is for those showers late. Really, Monday is going to be our day to watch as we'll see some rain. Could change over into some snow showers, especially into some of our northern counties by the time we get into Monday night. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, oh my goodness, we go from kind of spring-like temperatures this weekend right back into winter. We're talking temperatures only into the 30s, highs at least, for most of next week, guys.
Thank you, Phil. In the football fever, a former Buckeye is making a splash in the bottled water business. Now he's riding a wave of success.
As Terry Sullivan shows us, he's now teaming up with a former Michigan rival to help a community in need.
He once delivered key plays for the Buckeyes. Now Donnie Ray Evage, owner of OH2O, is delivering something else. And he's teaming up with Wolverine friends and former Michigan rivals to do it.
Ohio State versus Michigan, everyone knows, is the greatest and biggest rivalry in all of sports. The tradition is impeccable. But when you look at Americans, when there's a need and there's a crisis, we need to come together.
Flint, Michigan's been in a water crisis for years. Evage says he just learned that another Michigan city, Detroit, also has a water problem, one that forces these Mumford High School students to drink bottled water. The tap water contains lead and copper and isn't safe to drink.
The entire school district, 104 schools, is on a bottled water only station because their water is too poisonous.
Evage put the rivalry aside and enlisted the help of former Michigan quarterback Devin Gardner.
No matter what, right? And even though it's the largest football game for both teams, right? The biggest rivalry in the history of sports, life is happening, right? Life is happening everywhere around us.
Together, they donated 150 cases of water, 1,800 1-liter bottles.
For a guy who's an Ohio State guy that want to come and help his rival, his fierce rival, you know, like I said, the best rivalry in sport, wants to come and help a situation that, you know, shouldn't exist, but it does. That's amazing.
A football rivalry put on hold.
Ohio State is going to win.
Oh, Michigan's going to win the game.
At least for a few hours.
After that delivery, we asked Evage and Gardner who was going to win the game Saturday. You just heard what they each said. Guess it's rivalry back on. I'm Terry Sullivan for the Football Fever.
All right, thank you, Terry. They say what's old is new again, and this time we're talking Pokemon.
I love it. The new movie you can watch today is the new video game. Sell very well. Stay with us.
There might be Pokemon we've never heard of before somewhere around this place.
It's time to catch them all again. Fathom Events is releasing an English version of the new Pokemon animated movie.
Yeah, Pikachu, I choose you. Pokemon the movie, The Power of Us, will be in theaters for a limited run starting today.
This release comes as the new Pokemon video games have sold 3 million copies in just 1 week. Here in Central Ohio, you can watch the movie at the AMC Lenox, also the AMC in Grove City, and at Easton.
Clearly, I'm the only Pokemon fan here.
You could have been speaking Japanese, and I would have had.
That's Pikachu right
there.
Not known anymore.
I know a couple of them. Well, new at 6, the game is just one day, or the game is today. Who wrote that? And of course, we have a lot riding on it.
We're going to introduce you to one OSU fan and how she survives living with the enemy.
Plus, hear from OSU players preparing for the game, which is airing today on Fox 28.
Yes.
And you guys are going to be out there.
Well, we're going to be out there at 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
I actually think the rain's going to start tapering off by late morning, so bring the rain gear if you are going. We'll talk more about that, what you can expect for the rest of your weekend. I'll have the forecast coming up.
All right, stay with us for more Good Day Columbus next.
Go Bucks!
On ABC6.
I'm super excited. This is my first Michigan game. Go Bucks.
It's game day, college's greatest rivalry. The Buckeyes face off against that team up north, and we've got you covered. Everything you need to know.
She walked in, she was beautiful, and we kind of clicked.
Plus, this week, there's a big wall between this husband and wife, what it's like living with the enemy on game day.
And rain, rain, go away. The wet weather in the forecast right now, but how will it affect your outdoor plans? Meteorologist Phil Kelly keeping track of what you need to know before you head out the door. And good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is game day, Saturday, November 24th. I'm Maria Durant.
I'm Jackie Orozco.
And I'm Phil Kelly. Sorry, guys. I'm a little weighted down because I've got to pick up these giant batteries that you're going to put in your socks later on, I guess, to heat them up.
Yeah,
that should be fun walking around. How the world do you walk around with like 4D batteries?
No, you only need two.
Oh, good.
One battery for each sock.
Because she thinks it's going to be freezing at the game.
No, not going to be freezing. It's going to be wet. So, but you're always cold, I know.
I know.
I
was trying to be prepared.
You are prepared. Take the poncho if you are going out this morning, rain jacket, whatever kind of rain gear you like. And the calves work out there, you're going to have a great, man, your legs are going to look fabulous after that workout, carrying those D batteries around all day. All right, we have the heaviest rain over us right now. You know, it actually could be a lot worse. Just off to our east here, you can see parts of Virginia and Pennsylvania. This is actually going to turn into ice for them. We are just seeing rain. We're going to continue to be warm enough to see just rain. Good news back behind us. You notice the line really from Indianapolis to Cincinnati. Notice we're seeing a lot of dry slots in there as well, where this rain is breaking up. We're just seeing a few hit and miss showers throughout the off the areas off to our west. So I'm probably thinking like 10, 11 o'clock is when we'll see that rain really start to taper off. That's fantastic news for the noon kickoff at the Shoe. Not such great news if you are, if you have outdoor plans this morning or if you're tailgating. Still going to be wet. 41 right now in Delaware and Mount Vernon, 44 Newark. 45 here inside of 270. The wind is actually going to become, I think, a bigger story as we go into the afternoon because this wind will be fairly gusty. Notice the direction it's coming from, though. South-southeast, so we're talking temperatures staying fairly mild. A little bit of reduced visibility. This is basically for the wet roads, so we're seeing a little bit of the sheen on the roads here. This is North Outer Belt. 44 degrees at Sawmill Road. Pretty much the same story down here into Chillicothe. You'll be able to see a little bit more, obviously, once we get into the daylight hours, which starts at 7:27. Still have about an hour and a half before sunrise time. Heaviest rain comes this morning. Does start to taper off as we go through the afternoon. Highs today into the low 50s. Guys, we'll talk about the rest of the weekend coming up in the full forecast.
In the football fever, today's the day Ohio State takes on that team up north at noon on our sister station, Fox 28. We already know the winner will head to Indy to play Northwestern in the Big Ten championship game.
If the Buckeyes win today and win the Big Ten title, it's going to be tough to keep them out of the college football playoff. Ohio State enters the game ranked 10th, with that team up north standing at number 4. Now, lately, this hasn't been much of a rivalry. Ohio State has won 6 in a row, tying the longest streak by the Buckeyes in this matchup. They've also won 14 of 15. This is the 115th meeting between OSU and that team up north, and that dates back to 1897. Former Buckeye Josh Perry explains just how deep this rivalry runs.
I mean, they just drilled the importance of the game into you, and kind of for me, it was different. I grew up right down the street. I'm a Central Ohio guy, and so I knew the importance of the game, but now we're more of a national footprint in recruiting, and so you got to help these guys understand what it's really about.
And Beat Michigan Week is serious for Buckeye players and fans alike, but for some households, it can also be very tense.
As Rodney Dunnigan explains, the rivalry tears some families apart, at least for this week.
So it was 2003 spring.
I mean, we were babies when we met, so we were both fresh out of high school.
Leanne and Jake Stratton have quite the love story.
We met through a mutual friend.
She actually walked in, she was beautiful, and we kind of clicked, had some things in common, and we were kind of inseparable from that point.
When they met, they knew they were perfect for each other.
We've had a really good life. We have a good time together and make the best of everything.
So touching. I mean, hashtag couple goals. I mean, this truly is the perfect family. No fights, no arguments.
Go Blue! You are on Ohio State family.
Oh, I almost forgot what week it is.
It was all good just a week ago.
Turns out, they're living with the enemy.
They say we beefing now.
A house divided. At least for this week.
Out of all of the Ohio State people out there, I picked the Michigan fan.
Well, I grew up in a Michigan household, so to me it wasn't like an odd thing to be the outsider in Columbus.
So I honestly didn't even know, like, when we first started dating. It wasn't until the football season came around.
Even the kids get in on the action. You've got to love the passion.
We like to go back and forth a little bit, but we get a little into the game, so we kind of know where the limit is and where to push it to make sure after the game we got to still have a nice happy family and happy house. So.
I tend to be a lot louder. It can be sometimes obnoxious during games.
Well, regardless of who comes out on top, after the final whistle and maybe a bit of bragging, the love never truly leaves.
We tend to always just make it a good time and have that good, fun, sportsmanlike, which is obviously what we try and teach our kiddos too, but it definitely gets a little heated at times.
Aw, so sweet.
Go Bucks!
All right, man, that's enough. You got to go. Out. See, I told you.
Get out of here!
Saturday, I'm not putting up with this crap. You hear me?
Get out of here!
Go Blue.
No, get out of here.
All's good as long as the Bucks win, right?
Yeah.
That was Rodney Dunnigan reporting. And Good Day Columbus will be live at Ohio Stadium starting at 9 o'clock this morning. Then, of course, stick around for the football fever starting at 10 a.m. on Fox 28, and that'll take you right up to the noon kickoff, also on Fox. Then switch back to ABC 6 for the post-game show at 7.
And today's also Small Business Saturday, which means mom and pop shops hope to cash in on the holiday shopping season. But because of the game, business may be a bit slow.
That's right. Alexis Moberger explains how owners are thinking outside the box to grab customers. Alexis.
Jackie, Maria, you said it. These shops right along here in the short north, they're expecting to have a slow day today, not because of the rain, but because of the big game. So one way they're trying to advertise for this Shop Small Saturday is they're calling it Shop Small Weekend. That way they can hopefully get customers both today and hopefully then again tomorrow. But Shop Small Saturday happens everywhere across the nation. It tries to get these local shops business, especially during the holiday season. First we have Black Friday, then we have Shop Small Saturday, then we will have Cyber Monday. But what these shops are doing, they're always competing with Football Saturday. So now they're depending on their loyal customers to come out today and shop small for the holiday season and get those Christmas gifts. But because of its holiday season, the competition is always stiff and the stakes are high for small businesses. And like I said, in Buckeye Country, these shop owners are now hoping today and tomorrow you don't forget about them.
It's really, really tough on Saturdays. So you have to try to make up for it on a Sunday or a Friday night.
Come to accept it, and it's all part of OSU football and living in Columbus.
The U.S. Small Business Administration says last year on Small Business Saturday, Americans spent a combined $12 billion at independent retailers and restaurants. A lot of these shops are still hoping for business today and tomorrow. But another way they're going to get you out here is they have a good deal for parking meters. If you shop small here, make sure you put on Instagram, tag a photo with, for example, Torso or any other Shop Small business, and then put hashtag Short North poll, and you have a chance to win a $100 gift card for any parking meter here in the Short North. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Alexis. A new report paints a grim picture for the U.S. economy and the environment.
Why the newly released climate change report should have you worried this morning. Threat leads to the evacuation of Kohl's in Grove City. This happened on Stringtown Road. The call came in just before 10 last night. We know the situation came to an end before midnight. We're working on the new details about the threat, and if there are any arrests, as soon as we get those, we'll pass them along.
A new government report says climate change could shrink the U.S. economy by 10%, costing the country hundreds of billions of dollars. More than 300 scientists wrote this report saying global warming is caused by humans. The report was released by the White House and contradicts the president's own beliefs.
Does seeing this devastation, though, change your opinion at all on climate change, Mr. President?
No. I have a strong opinion. I want great climate. We're going to have that, and we're going to have forests that are very safe.
According to the report, rising sea levels and storm surges threaten $1 trillion worth of real estate. The report authors say we're already seeing early consequences of human-made climate change through extreme wildfires, hurricanes, and other storms across the country.
A house explodes in Minnesota, and the moment is captured on camera.
The race to get the fire out and what investigators believe may be the cause. Explosion in Minnesota, forcing an entire block to be condemned.
Take a look at your screen right there. A neighbor's security camera actually captures the moment the house explodes. There it is, right to the right. Police say a man in his 60s is in the hospital this morning. He's expected to recover. Here's what people down the street say they heard.
I just woke up. My girlfriend just got out of bed. She went to go make food. And next thing you know, the whole house started shaking. Her brother was still sleeping and actually woke him up out of bed. And we all were like, what was that?
We could smell like a little bit of gas and a little bit of wood burning and stuff like that. But it didn't seem like it was continuous. It was just like boom, and it happened, and then it was over with.
Police believe the blast was caused by a natural gas line, but aren't 100% sure. Fire crews are determining the extent of the damage. At least 11 people cannot go back home while the investigation continues.
Well,
so it's not going to be that cold, huh?
No, it's not. I know. We keep talking about your battery.
I'm going to show you these socks. I'm going to go up and get them.
I can't wait to see them.
Yeah,
wait, are they designed or are they just plain
Are they
going to
be? No, they're really designed to do that. I've never worn them before.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I heard of battery heated socks like in the 70s or something. Then like when people's feet started catching on fire, they stopped it.
Yeah.
I don't know if
it
it happened.
It could be some sparks because of the rain.
There you go.
Get it well.
Oh, I may not have.
I don't know if you're being serious or trying to do a transition to my weather here.
No, I'm just saying. You said it's going to be raining all day, right?
No. It's not going to be raining all day. It's going to be raining this morning. By the afternoon, we're going to really start to see things taper off. And it could be a lot worse. I'll share with you why it could be worse coming up. But boy, if the rain woke you up past few hours, heaviest really right now. And as we get into the next few hours, I do expect probably 10, 11 o'clock, things are really going to start to taper off when it comes to the rain. So I don't think the rain is going to be a major problem during the game. Yes, it's going to be wet. Yes, we may see a light shower or two, but the heaviest rain is going to be for tailgating time. Temperatures not too bad, into the mid 40s by the time we're hopefully celebrating a Buckeye victory. Cloudy and dry, highs into the low 50s for today. We can already see that drying line. It's not a complete dry line, but notice where we're starting to see the rain breaking up right along 75 there, just to the west of Dayton. And like I said, it could be worse. We've got winter storm warnings back out to our west. That's really for a system that's going to get here on Monday. Still, it's going to be too warm to turn that into a winter storm for us. And then a winter weather advisory off to our east. This is for that rain that's coming through right now. Notice back to the west of Cincinnati, really Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Louisville, continuing to see this rain break up. The heaviest rain continues to remain right on top of us. So that's why I'm thinking another 2 to 3 hours. So 9, 10 o'clock, we start to see it break up. obviously, the further west and southwest you're going to see it break up even sooner. So some heavy spots here and there. Nothing is severe. Basically, these nuisance showers going to continue. It's been a lot colder on these OSU Michigan Saturdays. Temperatures into the low 40s we're not going to complain about. Widen out upper 30s to low 40s. Up, no more upper 30s. Kashaka, I was specifically talking about you. You were into the upper 30s. You're now at 40, 42 New Lexington, Lancaster at 43, 41 in Marysville. The breeze is going to be a problem as we get through the afternoon. This wind going to stick around. Notice the direction, though, from the south-southeast. It's going to continue to pump up some more mild air as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Visibility, probably just really an issue just because of the rain, not really for fog. It's still, it's awfully breezy for any of this, for any fog to form. 46 out at the airport. Here's what I'm watching. Morning rain, slowly ending. I think Sunday looks fantastic. Your daytime hours are dry and mild. Monday looks wet as that system moves in. And then we kind of return to winter temperatures for the rest of your work week. Futurecast, hour by hour. Notice by 9 o'clock, we start to see it breaking up by the noon kickoff. Things are looking pretty good for most of central Ohio. And clouds sticking around for the rest of your day. A spotty light shower going to be possible, but really when we're looking back at the day, heaviest rain definitely into the morning. Wake up to a little bit of morning fog tomorrow and then some sunshine for the afternoon. And then we wait for this system to work its way here. We'll get the leading edge of that. Some rain on Sunday night, but the daytime hours are looking dry. Notice the blue off to the west as well. Some of that colder air going to try to work its way in here by the time we get into Monday night. Futurecast, or for the forecast then for today, mainly morning showers, cloudy and breezy then for the afternoon. We get up to a high of 52. 56 for tomorrow with that rain moving in late. Kind of a rain changing to snow mix by late Monday. Notice these overnight lows back into the low 20s with daytime highs Tuesday through Thursday only in the 30s.
Thank you, Phil. As busy as this week gets for the Buckeyes, they always find time to pay it forward. For several years, players take a break from prepping for that team up north to help Life Care Alliance prepare meals for those less fortunate. Our Clay Hall shows us just how many players give back.
More than half the team rolled in to assist at the Harmon Avenue location in meal preparation and the like.
Can I take 10 volunteers to go with Amanda to the kitchen? First 10.
It means the world to me because I know growing up I did this a lot with my family and my friends and my parents. So to be able to be out here with my teammates and give back to the community, it means a lot.
All your applesauces are right here in this. Perfect. This is all your applesauce cups.
Life Care Alliance provides several health and nutrition services to older adults and those living with a medical challenge or disability.
I like to socialize, take pictures, you know, just try to get in people's heads and see who they really are and have a conversation with them.
Hey, first of all, because it's the whole team and they're young and they're strong, they get a lot done in a couple hours. They really, I think they have the record for the most Meals on Wheels packed at 1,200 in an hour, believe it or not.
Apparently, Life Care is a good luck charm for the Buckeyes.
And they come out and volunteer, they feel good, and they go out and beat the crap out of Michigan on Saturday.
Beating Michigan and spreading good cheer in Columbus.
All right, I like that saying. Thank you, Clay. Now, Buckeye Nation waking up to the game, but what's it like for the team to get ready to play that team up north?
So they'll bring in former players. They've got all the highlight videos, even in the facility. They'll have the scout team jerseys for Michigan taped to the floor, and you walk over them.
I like that tradition. Former Buckeye Josh Perry weighs in on what it's like to prepare for the big matchup.
All right, 6:25 right now on ABC 6 Sports. The Ohio High School football playoffs down to the semifinalists. Pick Central facing Colerain out of Cincinnati last night. They were slugging it out over in Piqua. Picking it up in the third quarter, Tigers trailing 21-7 when Demetric Crenshaw gets things going, finding Terry Simwell for the big gain. That led to this play. Crenshaw has time, but no one's open, so he scrambles, finds a wide open Lorenzo Stiles Jr. Stiles bounces it up the sideline to trim the Cards' lead to 21-14. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be for Pickerington Central. They fall to Colerain 28-14. In other state semifinal games, Eastmore fell to Kenson 40-7, and that was over in New Philadelphia. And Olentangy Liberty gets thumped by St. Edward 42-16. Well, for the second time this week, the Blue Jackets face a tough opponent, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Josh Anderson, though, with 2 goals in this one as Columbus wins 4-2. They split the home and home with Toronto. Jackets heading to Pittsburgh tonight to take on the Penguins. And the Ohio State men's basketball team continues its undefeated start, playing last night at the Old Barn, St. John Arena. The Buckeyes have scheduled a lot more in-state opponents. This time they were hosting Cleveland State. Buckeyes never trailed. Caleb Wesson led the way with 19 points. Ohio State pulling away in the second half, 89-62. 23rd ranked Buckeyes host Syracuse on Wednesday. Well, challenges are already underway for a small-town hit with 4 high-profile murder trials. The issues that have prosecutors worried with so many people charged for the Roden family murders.
Countdown to kickoff, sponsored by Nissan.
C6.
Whatever the weather is, we're going to show up wherever it is. Rain, sleet, or snow, we're here to play.
That's right, Buckeye fans, pumped for the game. What you need to know if you're headed to the shoe or watching at home.
They don't let a guy walk into that building without understanding how important it is.
Plus, former Buckeyes say it's going to be a tough game, but we'll hear more from them on what the team needs to do to grind out a win.
And it's Small Business Saturday, which means big deals for shoppers buying small, how independent retailers depend on your business.
And a live look at the shoe right now. Yes, I know it's wet out there, but don't despair. We're still very, very happy for it finally to be the game. Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Durant.
I'm Jackie Orozco.
And I'm Phil Kelly. The good news is I don't think the rain is going to be much of an effect, have much an effect on the game. I think by the time kickoff gets here, it's tailgating this morning that's going to be a little wet. And you were ready for the cold, and usually this is the coldest
I thought it was going to be really, really cold. So
go ahead.
I have the battery-powered socks. They're not the loveliest.
They're D-battery, in case you guys were wondering.
Bong, bong.
There they are. I guess you put them here. I've never worn them before.
Oh, you put them like on the shin area.
Oh, there you go.
That's going to be kind of heavy.
Absolutely unnecessary today as well. Those socks are pretty thick. They'll be fine without the batteries.
Without the batteries?
Yes. Yeah. I would wear it, but make sure if you are going to the game, you have any outdoor plans, especially this morning.
They are warm. Look at
I know. They were thick. You could tell. They're like a hunter's sock or something. Somebody's sitting in a deer blind for 12 hours.
There you go.
We just need to stay dry, right, Phil?
Yes. Take the rain gear with you today. Heaviest rain continues to be over central Ohio, but notice back out to our south and west. The energy with this system really starts to peter out here to our south and west. So we are going to see these showers become much less intense and become a little more spotty as we head toward the afternoon as well. Nothing is severe. Be glad we aren't east into Pennsylvania and up into New England, because we're talking some ice on the leading edge of this. We're warm enough, so we're going to stay just all rain for us today. You can see the heaviest rain continues to be mainly now to the east of Dayton, so that line right along 75 has cleared into the western part of the state. Now, once we get rid of this heavy rain, we'll still see some spotty showers through the late morning and early afternoon. But it's not going to be anything like it is right now with the constant rain. 43 right now, Marysville, Delaware. 46 here in Columbus, 44 in Newark. It is going to be breezy today. That's probably the thing you're going to notice as we get into the afternoon. Cloudy and breezy. These winds going to be gusting 20, 25 miles an hour at times. Visibility, not much of a problem. It's not for fog. It's basically for the rain. Clouds continue to be fairly thick and will stay thick throughout the afternoon. 44 right now over at OSU. Once we get to sunrise time, still about an hour away, we'll start to be able to see a little bit better into some of those traffic cams. So mainly morning rain for us. Really tapers off by about lunchtime. Will be breezy. We'll see highs into the low 50s. I think a much better day to end the weekend. We'll talk about that. Plus, of course, track out today's rain coming up in the full forecast.
In the football fever, kickoff is just a few hours away between the Buckeyes and that team up north. Kickoff at noon on our sister station, Fox 28.
Ohio State has not lost the game in Columbus since 2000. That means there are high school seniors who've never experienced a home loss to Michigan.
That's a good experience, isn't it? Well, today marks the first time Urban Meyer is an underdog against that team up north. If the Buckeyes win today, or I should say, when the Buckeyes win today, they will win the Big Ten title. It's going to be tough to keep them out of the college football playoff. Ohio State enters the game ranked 10th, and that team up north standing at number 4. In case it wasn't already clear just how big of a game this is, here's former Buckeye Josh Perry with what this week is like for the team.
So they'll bring in former players. They've got all the highlight videos, even in the facility. They'll have the scout team jerseys for Michigan taped to the floor, and you walk over them, just kind of, building that mentality of what the game means. And it's crazy. They flipped the switch in the facility, and they've got the song playing, It's Time for War, and they've just got the highlight videos going. And then, again, they bring everything up, and I went 4-0.
It's a tough week. Well, both coaches are getting their teams ready for the game today. For the first time, Urban Meyer and the Bucks are underdogs against the Wolverines.
Our Clay Hall shows us this week provides a lot of bulletin board material, including some guarantees.
10th straight game. Michigan has been impressive since losing its opener to Notre Dame. 10 straight wins and ascending to the playoff Final Four. Perhaps that momentum got the best of running back Karan Higdon, who was asked if he would guarantee a win this week, like his head coach did back in the late 80s.
Yeah, I do. I do. That's how I feel. I believe firmly in my brothers and this team and this coaching staff. And as a captain, I'll take that stand.
Across the state line, Urban Meyer was asked about Woody Hayes' approach to the game and his in-your-face methods.
Could you get away with using his methods today in terms of the
Zero chance. Now, I will say this, because I should say that much differently, because I have so much respect for I'll say that Bo Schembechler and Woody Hayes. That was the 10-year war. That was the time growing up, so it's just changed a lot. But the guys like Woody Hayes, I'm sure would have adapted.
Meyer doesn't sound any less committed than Woody.
Ridiculous amount of time in there, from 6 a.m. till probably 11 tonight, and come up with a scheme and make sure our checker's in the right place. And my job is to make sure our team is rested.
Burning the midnight oil at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. I'm Clay Hall. Good day, Columbus.
Thank you, Clay. ABC 6 and Fox 28 are the only channels you need today. Good Day Columbus is live at the Shoe starting at 9 a.m. Then the Football Fever will get you ready for the game starting at 10 o'clock.
It is a special 2-hour pregame show taking you up to the noon kickoff, also on Fox 28. Then you can hear from Coach Meyer and the players when you switch it back over on ABC 6 after the game at 7.
Ohio Governor John Kasich is having some fun before leaving office.
He issued his annual proclamation designation to that letter today, the Scarlet Letter Saturday. Now, Kasich notes, since the first Scarlet Letter Saturday, the Buckeyes have chalked up 4 12-win seasons, something done only once in the past 100 years. The governor adds, as the team up north loves their khaki pants, well, of course, we prefer ours to be golden.
That's right, and today isn't just a game day for the Buckeyes, it's also Small Business Saturday. Business owners we talked with say they're bracing for a potentially slow sales day because of the big game. Despite the game's potential impact on their sales, some business owners remain optimistic.
It's really, really tough on Saturdays, so you have to try to make up for it on a Sunday.
But pretty much it's very, very quiet, pretty dead, but we've come to accept it, and it's all part of OSU football and living in Columbus.
I always believe that a customer will find their way like water.
There's a lot of money to be made for small businesses today. The U.S. Small Business Administration says Americans spent nearly $13 billion at independent retailers and restaurants for last year's Small Business Saturday. This year, American Express has teamed up with Etsy to create new campaigns focusing on women-owned businesses.
As the investigation into the Roden family murders continues in Pike County, the prosecutor there hopes to try all 4 cases in the county. But Hamilton County's prosecutor isn't on the same page. He thinks these high-profile cases will overwhelm the small county. The prosecutor says death penalty cases require hundreds of jurors, and there won't be enough people eligible in a county of just 28,000 people. Incoming Attorney General Dave Yost says prosecutors will be ready no matter when or where the murder trials happen.
forward.
It'll be a little bit of a lift to get discovery ready because there's a lot, but we'll make sure the resources are there and we'll be ready to try the case.
Yost says that Governor-elect Mike DeWine has already designated him a special attorney general. Until January, DeWine will still call the shots in this case. We'll continue to update you on the Rodin trials on air and, of course, on the ABC6 app.
Now, there are close calls and crashes nearly every day out on the roadways.
Why one company is releasing highlights of bad drivers and how it could actually save you money. News right now. Take a look here. This is a live look at Paris, France. All that smoke that you can kind of see there is coming from tear gas. Officers are using it on protesters who are calling for a blockade against rising fuel prices. Last weekend, nationwide protests against fuel tax hikes ended with 2 people killed and hundreds more injured. We'll continue to update you as we learn more about this weekend's protests. The Salvation Army says donations at its famous kettles are down this holiday season.
What volunteers are doing to try and offset the drop.
Caught on camera, a Texas dashcam company has released highlights of bad drivers to show the importance of safety behind the wheel. The company's founder says witnesses don't always remember every detail after having a close call or a crash. That's when technology comes in handy. It may even save you some money in the end.
I have $1,700 worth of paint damage, but you can do a good deed and help other people with your footage, and the dash cam saved the day.
If you're thinking about getting one of these dash cams, it'll cost you just about $100 for the cheaper version. There are some options from different companies on sale, of course, for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Students displaced by the California wildfires are heading back to school even if their schools aren't repaired. The Diocese of Sacramento is offering free tuition to its more than 36 private Catholic schools, even for students who weren't already enrolled. That means families don't have to pay anything for the remainder of the school year. Tuition typically costs $5,000 to $6,000.
We have open seats in some of our schools here across the diocese, and we know that over 30,000 people have been displaced by this fire, including a number of children. And when we heard that the Butte County schools were going to need a little bit more time to reopen, and knowing that families have been scattered across the north and the Sacramento area, we just thought it would be good to open those desks to kids to get them back into school.
Displaced students will also receive uniforms, school supplies, hot lunches, and more. No word on how long repairs to other California school buildings will take.
You know, it's the holiday season when you hear the iconic Salvation Army bell. It's more than a century old.
But it turns out people aren't filling the buckets like they used to. Organizers aren't exactly sure why. Bell ringers, all volunteers, say people just don't carry cash on them like they once did. Salvation Army has tried credit card readers in the past, but people didn't seem to use them. Now bell ringers are handing out cards with a website on them, encouraging people to donate online.
Even though Black Friday is in the past, there are still tons of sales through the weekend. Amazon's Cyber Monday sale has turned into a week of discounts that's already begun. Just ask Jackie. She's been shopping. Monday is expected to be the biggest online shopping day in U.S. history, with 75 million Americans expected to shell out, get this, a record $7.7 billion. And if you want to save more money, make sure you compare prices. Use apps like Camel, and PriceWaiter.
I'm shopping for you guys.
Okay.
Oh, you are?
Right? It's for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to think what I want.
What's on your list?
Yeah, what are you thinking of getting me?
Well, hopefully you'll like what I got, because I already bought it.
Oh.
There's a return
like
receipt.
it or not.
Yeah.
I was going to get you guys a high five, but I don't know, maybe not. Man, there we go, see?
How about some sunshine?
Yes, we want some sunshine.
Tomorrow afternoon. That's probably the earliest we're going to see it. We're dealing with the rain. The good news is, if you're going to the game, the rain is going to be out of here, I think, by game time. It'll be a little spotty. We'll get a sprinkler or two here and there. But the heaviest rain is really this morning, concentrated over, say, the next 2 to 3 hours. So So we're going to be out there in just a couple of hours. I would bring the rain gear if you are going to the game, if you have any outdoor plans today, because once the heaviest rain moves out of here, it doesn't mean that we're going to be completely dry for the rest of the day. It just means the showers just going to be much less numerous. And you can see we had this huge area of rain moving through overnight, but already starting to see some of these drier conditions move into parts of central Ohio. Basically to the west of 75, we're starting to see it break up a little bit. Now we get these waves here and there where we'll get another wave go through here and there, but it's not going to be the constant downpour all day today. Things get better as we get a little bit closer to that noon kickoff. Could be a lot worse. Winter storm warnings off to our west. That's really for Monday's system that's going to come through. I don't expect snow with that because I think temperatures are going to be too warm. Probably rain, maybe a rain-snow mix. And then on the front side of the system that's going through right now, winter weather advisory for some ice off to our east. There you can see some of that clearing. Most of us still dealing with that rain as that mild air stays over us. It is going to stay all rain for us today. Heaviest rain early if you are going to the game. A spotty shower here and there by kickoff. I think wind is going to be more of a problem for the game as winds gust to 20-25 miles an hour by the time we get into the early afternoon. Temperatures mild into the low 50s. We're starting out into the low 40s, mid 40s here in Canal Winchester. You're at 45. Same story in Obetz. 42 in West Jefferson. Temps at 42 also at Cambridge. 44 in Zanesville. 43 Mount Vernon. 42 in Bucyrus. Here's why we continue to see those warm temperatures. It's because of this mild air being pumped up from the south. Now the winds does give a little bit of a bite this morning, but it's not a major problem with wind chill. When we have temperatures into the 40s, we'll feel a little cooler, no problems with visibility. I do expect tomorrow morning, so probably 24 hours from now, we'll be talking some patchy fog, but the wind's too strong for any fog to form this morning. 46 out at the airport does make it feel a little bit cooler than that. Morning rain really tapering off to just some isolated showers into the afternoon. Cloudy and breezy for the afternoon. A better day on Sunday. You have outdoor plans, you need to get something done outside. Tomorrow going to be a much better day for that. Notice by noon, those showers really east of 71, very spotty throughout central Ohio. So some hit and miss isolated rain showers for the afternoon, not nearly what we've seen over the past 4 to 5 hours. And as we get into the evening, you're going to be dry as well. A little bit of patchy fog tonight, and then a lot of sunshine as we get into the day into your afternoon on Sunday. I think we start off the day a little foggy, and that's going to inhibit some of that sun early in the day. By the time we get to tomorrow night, that leading edge of that storm system that's going to be coming in from the west brings us some rain. We'll notice some blue back into northern Indiana. Some of that colder air going to start pushing in for the beginning of next week. So your forecast looks like this: into the low 50s today, dry tonight, dry tomorrow as well, into the mid 50s on your Sunday. Monday, rain changing to snow if that moisture's still around by Monday night. Some of the models have it getting out of here pretty quickly, so I'm not really worried about accumulating snow on Monday night. Into Tuesday, Wednesday, I think most of these days are dry, but look at these temperatures. We should be up near 50 degrees, but boy, we jump right back to winter for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Highs only in the 30s.
In the football fever, along with the game, today is also senior day at the Shoe. One player has his final home game is Paris Campbell, and he's compared this season to a title fight. Clay Hall explains today might be the 15th round.
Senior day for 12 Buckeyes, including Campbell, who expects more figurative and perhaps literal punches to be thrown at noon on Saturday.
I feel like we've been in a title fight this whole season, man. We're getting uppercutted, hooked all over the place. I mean, we kind of, just stood strong. We're taking punch by punch, taking adversity by adversity, and just handling it day by day.
And there's no doubting what week it is around the Woody Hayes Athletic Center.
This game is just different. The air around the Woody is different. The way we attack practice is different. The preparation is different. Everything is just different.
Despite more than a few ups and downs, Ohio State can still control its destiny, according to middle linebacker Tuff Borland.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the year that you could sign up to be 10-1 at the end of the year with a chance to go to Indianapolis, playing a team up north, coming back in the final week of the year, I'd sign up for it.
As for the so-called win guarantee from Michigan's Karan Higdon.
That's cool. It's good to hear that from him.
You like it?
Yeah. I like his confidence. How about you? Any guarantees from you? I'm guaranteed I'm a player on Saturday.
Saturday marks the 23rd time in the series both teams have been ranked in the top 10. I'm Clay Hall for the Football Fever.
Thank you, Clay. A Good Day Columbus favorite makes his return now that he's a cult hero. We've got an update on Einstein the snow camel right after the break. And it is 6:53 right now. Time to grab that cup of coffee or your cup of tea and join us. We'll be back. And welcome back. We have an update on Einstein the snow camel. If you remember, he went viral walking up a hill during a snowstorm near Bethlehem, Pennsylvania earlier this month. Remember him?
Yep, there he is. So it turns out when you become a minor celebrity, you draw a pretty good crowd. People took selfies with Einstein and his brother Ding-a-ling.
All right.
I didn't know he had a brother.
No, neither did I. Well, remember the trailer that he was carrying him, it couldn't get up that icy road, so he walked it. Camels are part of a traveling petting zoo, and Einstein is sure to be the star of plenty of holiday appearances.
I bet.
Yeah, look at him go.
Well, no snow like that in our forecast, thank goodness.
No, not yet.
Today.
Not yet.
All right, so new at 7, we've got a big Buckeye preview.
Jimmy Bell will be here, and listen, he'll have plenty to say about this matchup.
Listen, he better say the Buckeyes are going to win.
He was so close with the scoring last week, last weekend's game.
He was. Plus, we're going to check in with Joe Sam and how those tailgaters are feeling just hours before kickoff. Well, unfortunately, we know they're wet.
Yeah.
Heaviest rain moving through started about 4 or 5 hours ago. We continue to see, though, look just off to the west of Columbus. We're starting to see that rain taper off. The heaviest rain is going to continue to push off to the north and east. So this is really a morning event. By the time we get to, say, late morning, early afternoon, we're just talking some spotty showers. Now, we're not going to be dry the rest of the day, but you can see back in Indiana, those showers become much more spotty. Temperatures very mild, 52 for the high today. Dry day of the weekend is tomorrow. We get up to 56 with some rain moving in late, and then colder, guys, next week.
At 9 a.m., you guys are going to be out there at the shoe.
Yes,
yeah,
we
so
are.
stay dry. I'll be in here nice and warm.
And we'll have plenty of special guests.
Yeah.
You know, we have
I got all the rain gear ready.
Gene Smith is joining
Yeah.
us. We'll have some cheerleaders joining us
Nice.
as well.
I approve.
OSU President Dr. Drake joining us too,
Oh,
and some former Buckeyes.
I better be on my best behavior.
It'll be on Fox 28, so tune
Sure
in.
you want me out there? Okay.
All right, stay with us for more Good Day Columbus.
EC6. It's game day, college's greatest rivalry.
Super excited. This is my first Michigan game. Go Bucks.
The Buckeyes face off against that team up north, and we've got everything you need to know about the game.
It's 2 top 10 teams that have a chance to make the playoff this year, so the atmosphere is going to be pretty awesome.
And remembering a beloved Buckeye.
I love John with all my heart, and it's carrying on his legacy, and it's carrying on his dream.
The event that brought Buckeyes from across the country together to remember one of their own.
It's really, really tough on Saturdays, so you have to try to make up for it on a Sunday or a Friday night.
Not going to the game? Locally owned shops want your business. We're live with the deals to get you in the door.
And good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday morning. It is game day, November 24th. I'm Maria Durant.
I'm Jackie Orozco.
And I'm Phil Kelly with some good news. If you are going to the game, it's going to be wet for the next, say, 3-4 hours. Then those showers start to break up and become a lot more spotty as we get into game time. I don't think the rain's really going to affect the game at all. Maybe the winds, because the wind, it is going to get a little breezy this afternoon. Ooh. You aren't going to need your battery-powered socks either, because you have your heated socks. Yeah. I know. Listen, there's numerous games that it has been bone-chilling for these games.
I know.
It is not today.
She likes to be prepared.
She is prepared.
That's right.
I would say bring your rain gear. That's the best preparation. As we head outside today, we'll notice the satellite and radar. Actually, the heaviest rain is already starting to sneak out of central Ohio. could be a lot worse. We're talking winter weather advisories back in through Virginia and Pennsylvania as cold air meets this rain, turning it into some ice. Notice back to our west, just west of Columbus, we're starting to see some of that rain really breaking up here for us. So the further west you are, the earlier you start to see some of this rain end. As we get into the afternoon, I think most of us really are fairly dry, but fairly breezy. Also, temperatures pretty mild into the low to mid 40s. 45 here in Columbus, but notice that wind kicking out of the southeast, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. That breeze sticks with us throughout the rest of the day. Visibility, not really an issue with fog. It's more with the rain this morning and the low cloud deck, 5 miles in Columbus. We still have about 20-25 minutes until we get to sunrise time, so we will start visibility will start to obviously improve a little bit. 44 up on that north outer belt. Wet roads here in Ross County. Good morning to folks in Chillicothe. You're waking up into the low 40s. So the majority of the rain for us comes this morning. After 9 o'clock really starts to taper off. By noon, I mean, can't rule out a stray shower around the stadium at kickoff time, but I don't think it's definitely not an all-game event for us because really those numbers continue to go down as those showers pull away from the area. Into the afternoon, highs into the low 50s. Guys, I got a better day for us on Sunday. Then winter returns next week. A lot to talk about coming up in the full forecast.
Thank you, Bill. In the football fever, today's the day. Ohio State takes on that team up north at noon on our sister station, Fox 28. We already know the winner will head to Indy to play Northwestern in the Big Ten championship game.
And if, or should we say when, the Buckeyes win today, they win the Big Ten title. And it's going to be tough also to keep them out of the college football playoff. Ohio State enters this game ranked 10th with that team up north standing at number 4. Well, lately, this hasn't been much of a rivalry. Ohio State has won 6 in a row, tying the longest streak by the Buckeyes in this matchup. They've also won 14 of 15. This is the 115th meeting between OSU and that team up north dating back to 1897. Former Buckeye Josh Perry explains just how deep this rivalry runs.
I mean, they just drill the importance of the game into you, and kind of for me it was different. I grew up right down the street. I'm a Central Ohio guy, and so I knew the importance of the game, but now we're more of a national footprint in recruiting, and so you got to help these guys understand what it's really about.
So no matter what anyone says, former Buckeyes and Wolverines can still come together.
This is from John Hicks' Unlimited Love event. It benefits the Unferveth House at Ohio State. And we caught up with 2 of the best Buckeyes. Only their first names are needed. Here's Archie and Rex on their greatest Michigan moment.
Caught him in man-to-man, and Bruce Jankowski ran a post, and he caught it. And there was a guy that had a fire game, and Arches heard this, and that helmet was on my chest. And I looked down at that ugly helmet, and I kissed on top of it, and I said, it is finished.
The 10-10 tie, right. 1973. Right. And the fact that we still went to the Rose Bowl and they didn't. That's my Michigan moment.
We'll have more from that fundraiser later this morning. Good Day Columbus will be live at the Ohio Stadium starting at 9. Then stick around for the Football Fever starting at 10 a.m. on Fox 28. We'll take you up to the noon kickoff also on Fox. And then don't forget to switch back over to ABC 6 for the post-game show at 7. And stick around because Joe Sam will be catching up with tailgaters in just about 15 minutes to show us all the excitement happening at the shoe.
Yes, hopefully they're staying dry right now. Also happening today, independent retailers have to share their big weekend with the game.
Today is Small Business Saturday, and Alexis Moberger explains how owners are having to think outside the box to grab those customers. Alexis?
That's right, Jackie, Maria, because of all this rain we're having and, of course, the big game, which starts at noon, these business owners are expecting a slower day today. But they are offering some deals and steals to try and get customers through their doors later today for Shop Small Saturday. One way they're doing that is by offering a $100 gift card for parking meters. Of course, you have to compete for it. By doing that, you would have to post a picture on Instagram of one of these local shops. Then you have to put hashtag #ShortNorthPole. That way you can enter to win to try and get some free parking, at least $100 worth. There's also some other deals that these shops are offering. But again, this is one of the biggest days for these local shops, especially here in the short north. They're relying on their local customer base. That's one way they're going to compete with the big game today. But at the end of the day, a lot of these shops are pretty hopeful. In fact, according to one survey, last year's Small Business Saturday was the 6th highest revenue generating day of the year. And this year, 88% of Ohio consumers plan to shop small on Small Business Saturday, which is today. But in Buckeye Country, like we mentioned, these shop owners are still hoping you come in and shop small today.
I always believe that a customer will find their way like water.
The U.S. Small Business Administration says last year on Small Business Saturday, Americans spent a combined $12 billion in independent retailers and restaurants. And these owners are hoping you come out today, even maybe after the game or before the game. They all will get open about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, some of them opening around 10 and 11 today. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Alexis. A new report paints a grim picture for the U.S. economy and the environment.
Why the newly released climate change report should have you worried this morning. And of course, we're all excited about the game. To help keep us in the spirit, here's the Buckeye favorite quartet, Buckeye Blend.
Our great coach is the famous Urban Meyer. The Bucks were down, then he got hired. Now it's win, win, win with Urban Meyer, with Urban Meyer.
Well, no one heard after a threat leads to the evacuation last night of a Kohl's in Grove City. This happened on Stringtown Road. The call came in just before 10 o'clock. We know the situation came to an end before midnight. We're still working on new details about the threat and if there were any arrests. As soon as we get those, of course, we'll pass that along.
A new government report says climate change could shrink the U.S. economy by 10%, costing the country hundreds of billions of dollars. Not only could climate change devastate the economy, the report says it will worsen people's health. More than 300 scientists wrote this report, saying global warming is caused by humans. The report was released by the White House and contradicts the president's own beliefs.
Does seeing this devastation, though, change your opinion at all on climate change, Mr. President?
No. I have a strong opinion. I want great climate. We're going to have that, and we're going to have forests that are very safe.
According to the report, rising sea levels and storm surges threaten $1 trillion worth of real estate. Droughts and floods will cause trouble for farmers, and experts expect more diseases and allergies in the coming decades. The report's authors say we're already seeing the early consequences of human-made climate change through the most extreme wildfires, hurricanes, and other storms across the country.
A house explodes in Minnesota and the moment captured on camera.
The race to get the fire out and what investigators believe may be the cause.
Here's a live look at the roads. This is at 315 and Lane Avenue. So far, not much traffic for fans heading to the game, but there is plenty of rain on that camera, so make sure you bring the rain gear.
Accused of shooting a BB gun outside of a theater in downtown Pittsburgh. Outside of a performance of Fiddler on the Roof, Andre Freeman fired the gun several times before he was tackled by a security guard. Police later arrested him. Freeman faces several charges, including disorderly conduct and discharging a firearm or air gun. Earlier this month, the same cast of Fiddler on the Roof had to stop performing in Baltimore when a man inside the theater shouted pro-Nazi slogans. A man is hurt after a house explosion in Minnesota, forcing an entire block to be condemned.
Now take a look at your screen here. A neighbor's security camera actually captures the moment that the house explodes. Look at the right. There you go, right up in the upper corner there. Police say a man in his 60s is in the hospital. He is expected to recover and be okay. Here's what people along the street had to say about it.
I just woke up. My girlfriend just got out of bed. She went to go make food. And next thing you know, the whole house started shaking. Her brother was still sleeping and it actually woke him up out of bed. And we all were like, what was that?
We could smell like a little bit of gas and a little bit of wood burning and stuff like that. But it didn't seem like it was continuous. It was just like boom, and it happened and then it was over with.
Now, police believe the blast was caused by a natural gas line, but aren't 100% sure. Fire crews are determining the extent of the damage. At least 11 people can't go back home while the investigation continues.
And take a look at this video here. It's all caught on camera. A ferry crashes into a dock in San Francisco, and you can see people nearby. They are panicking. You can hear their voices there. More than 50 people were on that boat. Only 2 suffered minor injuries, which is some good news there. Part of the ferry is damaged. It actually hit 2 docks before coming to a rest, finally stopping, damaging the railing and some concrete. The captain and crew now being interviewed and drug tested while investigators try to figure out what led to this accident. 7:16 right now, and we're getting ready. We're going to be heading out the door, heading to the shoe.
About a half hour from now, we're going to start putting on the rain gear, which if you're going out this morning, I would say the rain gear definitely necessary, but things are already starting to let up a little bit. So
I like
hopefully
that.
by the time we get out there at 9 o'clock and we're over on Fox 28, we're just dodging maybe some light rain showers. Temperature is not a problem this morning. We'll continue to watch as this huge system moves through central Ohio. The timing with it has been very good in that the majority of the heavy rain really happened overnight. So if you are going to the game today, the heaviest rain is early this morning, but I'd say 9, 10 o'clock things are looking much better. By kickoff, you still can't rule out a stray spotty shower by kickoff and into the early afternoon. But I think after we get past noon, things are looking okay. It is going to be breezy this afternoon, but highs into the low 50s. Notice what I was talking about, and you can kind of see the western half of the state starting to get into just some of these spotty showers where the heaviest rain continues mainly east of 71 right now. Could be a lot worse. I mean, we could be talking winter weather advisories, which is back into parts of Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. That's because some cold air on the front side of our rain going to turn into ice to our east, and we've got a winter storm warning off to into parts of Iowa and Illinois, and that's off to our west. This is Monday's system that's going to come through. That's going to bring us some colder air, but I think when it gets to central Ohio, it's actually going to be just rain. Rain is what we're dealing with this morning. So we talked about some of this already starting to break up in the southwestern part of Franklin County into the western part of the county, really from Dublin down 270 through Hilliard and over down to Grove City. We've already started to see it let up a little bit. 42 right now in Pataskala, 44 Upper Arlington and Powell. Widen out temperatures, definitely not an issue this morning. It's probably be about 4 to 6 inches if it was snow. So once again, we timed it just right, and we didn't get the snow with this today. Wind's going to be a problem this afternoon, staying fairly gusty, probably 10, 25 miles an hour by the time, gusts of 25 for the afternoon. Kind of an ugly start to the day, but at least things are improving and will continue to improve over the next few hours. 45 right now out at the airport. Morning rain slowly ending. We're already seeing that. Sunday looking good. The outdoor plans tomorrow, I think we're going to be dry. We're going to be mild once again. Monday looking wet as that system off to our northwest moves in. That's going to bring us some colder air by next week. Futurecast, maybe even a little overdone on this. We will see some spotty showers by the time we get to 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. By the time we reach into noon, most of the rain is to the east of 71. So obviously the further east you are, the later this rain's going to end. The further to the west, the earlier that rain will end for us. A spotty shower or two into the afternoon, not really a major problem. You know, we're talking 15, 20 minutes and then that shower moves on. We get a little bit of clearing as we go into the overnight hours. That's going to help us to get some fog tomorrow morning. So if you're in an area that gets fog pretty easily, especially if these winds really die down by tomorrow morning, probably see a good deal of fog in the morning, but some sunshine for the afternoon as we await that next system, which is going to bring us some rain Sunday night, and then some cooler air works its way in with some potential for some snow showers by Monday night. So your forecast looks like this: 52 today with that rain ending by mid to late afternoon. And then we'll see those temperatures staying mild all week until we get into highs only in the 30s by the time Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday rolls around, guys.
All right, thank you, Phil. In the football fever, since the game is today, we sent Joe Sam on, of course, the best assignment today.
Yes, he's on campus right now talking to tailgaters and getting a crash course in just how big this rivalry gets. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, good morning, you guys. That's right. I'm going to be getting a crash course in this here because it's going to be my first game ever, and I'm so excited for it here in the football fever. You can see right now, tailgaters are not afraid of this weather right now. They have their ponchos on. They came prepared, and they have all the tents already set up. They're still setting up right now, as you can see. A lot of people have everything that you need for the tailgate. We have food already on deck. These folks here are already ready, you guys. They have the TV screen already up and going. They have about 5 or 6 tents set up for today. Viewing area, you can see this man right here. He's already cooking and getting the grill started up early this morning. You feeling good, sir?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, and the food is smelling good as well. You can see it all lined up for you guys here today. We're going to continue walking through because, like I said, they have a full system going on right now. You can see the van right here. I mean, this comes equipped with plumbing, heating, air conditioning, refrigeration. Mr. Dan here, the man with the plan.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, my goodness. You have a whole setup going on. How long have you been doing this?
For 6 years now. Tim and I have been sharing this spot for 6 years, and we share with each other and kind of help each other out. What one doesn't remember, the other one will, so it helps each other out that way.
Absolutely. And you know what? To really get everybody pumped up and get in the spirit, you know what? Let's show them this right here, Mr. Chris. Take a look at that. We are ready for this tailgating, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's partial. I got my supply too, so we're good to go.
We are going to be good to go.
And after the game, for the celebration after.
Well, the celebration, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Now, tell me exactly how big does this rivalry get? Because I'm new here, so we're trying to find out how that happened.
Oh, this has been going on ever since I grew up about a half hour outside of Columbus, and ever since I can remember, this has always been the game.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, you always look forward to this game no matter what the records were or anything. It didn't matter.
And no matter what the temperature or weather conditions are out here as well.
Right. Oh, yeah. We had some friends that was kind of leery. It's like, you don't even think about it. You just come up. You just come up. You don't even think about the weather.
And that's what a lot of tailgaters are doing all this morning. They're coming up here to make sure they celebrate the win that we're going to get today.
Yes, exactly.
We are ready, you guys. We're going to send things back to you, and I'm going to check back in with some more tailgaters.
Of course you are.
Yeah, things are looking good. It has food and it's dry right now.
There you go. I like it. Well, Buckeye Nation waking up to the game, but what's it like for the team as they get ready to play for that team up north?
So they'll bring in former players. They've got all the highlight videos. Even in the facility, they'll have the scout team jerseys for Michigan taped to the floor, and you walk over them.
Former Buckeye Josh Perry weighs in on what it's like to prepare for the big matchup. Stay with
This is a live look right now at Paris, France. All of that smoke in the background, you see it all there, is coming from tear gas. Officers are using it right now against the protesters who are calling for a blockade against rising fuel prices. Last weekend, you may remember, nationwide protests against fuel tax hikes ended with 2 people being killed and hundreds more injured. Some estimates suggest 30,000 people are protesting this weekend. And challenges are already underway for a small town hit with 4 high-profile murder trials. The issues that have prosecutors worried with so many people charged for the Roden family murders. And we are counting down to the game. And to keep us in the scarlet and gray mood, here's Buckeye Blend.
Pray that your babies grow up to be Buckeyes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let them be Spartans and wear feathered hats. Lions and tigers are big pussy cats. Mamas, pray that your babies grow up to be Buckeyes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And they'll always be winners and always succeed. Scarlet and gray they should bleed.
EC6.
Whatever the weather is, we're going to show up wherever it is. Rain, sleet, or snow, we're here to play.
Buckeye fans are pumped for the game. What you need to know if you're headed to the shoe or watching the game at home.
They don't let a guy walk into that building without understanding how important it is.
Plus, former Buckeyes say it's going to be a tough game, but we'll hear more from them on what the team needs to do to grind out a win.
And it's Small Business Saturday, which means big deals for shoppers buying small. How independent retailers depend on your business.
And good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Durant.
I'm Jackie Orozco.
And I'm Phil Kelly. Guys, good news.
Good
Things
news.
are improving.
We like good news. Okay.
Things are improving. We had some heavy rain overnight. Most of the heavy rain now is starting to break up here, at least in the Columbus metro area. Now, areas to our east, you're still dealing with some heavy rain, but nothing as severe with this.
Because it looks kind of ugly behind us.
Yeah, well, I didn't, you know, I can't fix everything all at once. I'm trying to stop the rain right now. I can't break the clouds up and get some sunshine. We'll do that tomorrow. All right, let's look at the radar right now. And it's my favorite time. It's one of my favorite days of the year. I love this day. You know, being a big Buckeye fan, a lot of people looking forward to this. Boy, it could have been a lot worse. There is ice on the leading edge of this rain. We continue to be warm enough. Here comes that breaking up that I was talking about. Now, we're still going to see some spotty showers. Just because I said, you know, things are breaking up doesn't mean we're going to be dry for the rest of the day, but also doesn't mean that we're going to continue to have this constant rain that really we've had for about the past 4 hours. Continues to push to the north and east of Columbus. None of this is severe. None of this is very heavy. A lot of it just kind of nuisance showers. Now we'll get an occasional heavy downpour here or there, but it's not going to last more than 15-20 minutes. Temperatures very mild as well. 45 here in Columbus, 43 London and Groveport. Newark, good morning. You're at 44. Wind going to be our story, I think, as we head into the afternoon. Gusting out of the south, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour. So wind could actually play a bigger part in the game today than the rain. Visibility, not much of a problem, basically reduced because of some of the rain that we're seeing. Roads continue to be wet. North Outer Belt at Sawmill Road and 270, same story here into Ross County. Everybody waking up fairly gray, fairly wet with these showers, which will slowly be ending as we head through the early afternoon. I think for the most part, by the noon kickoff, some spotty showers in the area, and then we'll continue to see that rain diminish as we go through the afternoon. 52 for our high today. Guys, tomorrow looking much better, and then winter returns next week. We'll talk all about it coming up in the full forecast.
In the football fever, a kickoff is just a few hours away between the Buckeyes and that team up north. Kickoff, as you know, is at noon, and it is on our sister station, Fox 28.
Ohio State has not lost the game in Columbus since 2000. That means there are high school seniors who've never experienced a home loss to Michigan.
Yeah, that's not bad. Well, today also marks the first time, though, that Urban Meyer is an underdog against that team up north. Now, when the Buckeyes win today, they will win the Big Ten title, and it's going to be tough to keep them out of the college football playoff. That's because Ohio State enters the game ranked number 10. That team up north standing right now at number 4. Now, in case it wasn't already clear just how big of a game this is, here's former Buckeye Josh Perry with what this week is like for those players.
So they'll bring in former players. They've got all the highlight videos, even in the facility. They'll have the scout team jerseys for Michigan taped to the floor, and you walk over them, just kind of, you know, building that mentality of what the game means. And it's crazy. They flipped the switch in the facility, and they've got a song playing, It's Time for War, and they've just got the highlight videos going. And then, you know, again, they bring everything up, and I went 4-0.
Buckeye fans, Buckeye fans are already counting down the hours until kickoff against that team up north.
OSU's men's basketball already kicked off the weekend with a win at St. John Arena. Ben Garbrick talked with fans who hope that victory spreads to the gridiron.
The best damn band in the land is back in town after spending Thanksgiving in New York to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The energy from the crowd was amazing, and there were a lot of Buckeye fans there, which was great, cheering for us. And I got comments all over New York saying how great we were.
But there's no rest for the weary. They have practiced.
Everybody's really tired. I mean, I get pretty motion sick on the bus, so like I'm feeling it a little bit right now, but we're going to go at this practice and really get it done just to make sure that the show for tomorrow is up to par.
They may have already performed on the big stage once this week, but now comes the big game.
Everybody is really amped right now. I can tell like we're ready to get after this practice and really get it done so we can get in the stadium tomorrow and like really show the Bucks what we got.
Meanwhile, across the street, Buckeye fans are going old school to cheer on Ohio State. The men's basketball team is playing in their old home at St. John's Arena.
We've probably been going to St. John's Arena, you know, since 1970s. So it's kind of fun to get back in there and watch the Buckeyes play basketball. And then there is a game tomorrow, isn't there?
The game is almost like a pep rally ahead of the football game. Fans' confidence is sky high.
Let's do it. I mean, why not line them up tonight so we can just get ready for tomorrow? You know what I mean? Why not? Let's do it.
I'm Ben Garbrick. Good day, Columbus.
All right, thanks for that, Ben. ABC 6 and Fox 28 are the only channels you need today. Good Day Columbus is live at the Shoe starting at 9 o'clock. Then the Football Fever will get you ready for the game starting at 10.
That's right, because it's a special 2-hour pregame show taking you up to the noon kickoff, also on Fox 28. Then you can hear from Coach Meyer and the players after the game back at 7 o'clock on ABC 6.
That's right. So Ohio Governor John Kasich is having a little fun before leaving office.
He issued his annual proclamation designating today Scarlet Letter Saturday. Kasich notes since the first Scarlet Letter Saturday, the Buckeyes have chalked up 4 12-win seasons, something done only once in the past 100 years. The governor adds, as the team up north loves their khaki pants, we prefer ours to be golden.
Oh, look at him trying to be funny. All right, so today isn't just game day for the Buckeyes. It's also Small Business Saturday. Business owners we talked with say they're bracing for a potentially slow sales day because of the big game. Despite the game's potential impact on their sales, some business owners are remaining optimistic.
It's really, really tough on Saturdays, so you have to try to make up for it on a Sunday.
But pretty much it's very, very quiet, pretty dead. But we've come to accept it, and it's all part of OSU football and living in Columbus.
I always believe that a customer will find their way like water.
There's a lot of money to be made for small businesses today. The U.S. Small Business Administration says Americans spent nearly $13 billion at independent retailers and restaurants for last year's Small Business Saturday. This year, American Express has teamed up with Etsy to create new campaigns focusing on women-owned businesses.
As the investigation into the Roden family murders continues in Pike County, well, the prosecutor there hopes to try all 4 cases in the county. But Hamilton County's prosecutor isn't on the same page. He thinks these high-profile cases will overwhelm the small county. The prosecutor says death penalty cases require hundreds of jurors, and there won't be enough people eligible in a county of just 28,000 people. Incoming Attorney General Dave Yost says prosecutors will be ready no matter when or where these murder trials happen.
It'll be a little bit of a lift to get discovery ready because there's a lot, but we'll make sure the resources are there and we'll be ready to try the case.
Yost says Governor-elect Mike DeWine has already designated him a special attorney general. Until January, DeWine will still call the shots in this case. We'll continue to update you on the Roden trials on air and on the ABC 6 app.
And there are a lot of close calls and crashes nearly every day out on the roadways.
Why one company is releasing highlights of bad drivers and how it could actually save you money.
Says we help Central Ohio kids in need. You can drop off an unwrapped toy during our annual Toys for Tots drive coming up on Saturday, December 1st outside our studios on Dublin Road. Now, caught on camera, a Texas dash cam company has released highlights of bad drivers to show the importance of safety behind the wheel. The company's founder says witnesses don't always remember every detail after having a close call or crash. That's when technology comes in handy. It may even save you some big bucks in the end.
I have $1,700 worth of paint damage, but you can do a good deed and help other people with your footage, and the dash cam saved the day.
Now, if you're thinking about getting one of these dash cams, it's going to cost you about $100 for a cheaper version. There are some options from different companies on sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The game is today, of course, with playoff implications on the line. After the break, Jimmy Bell is here to explain why Ohio State needs to be careful with that team up north. Stay with us. Football fever kickoff is just about 4 hours away. The clock is ticking. Ohio State hosts that team up north at noon on our sister station Fox 28. Former Buckeye Jimmy Bell joins me now with his thoughts on the game. Man, Jimmy, I gotta tell you, I'm a little nervous.
What are you nervous for?
I'm a little nervous because it's always been a slow start. I've been seeing, you saw the Maryland game.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you what, Jack has. This is our first time kicking it on the red couch together. I'm so privileged and honored to be the one. But I'm going to be, hey, listen, you guys always get the real deal from Jimmy.
Yes.
But you're right.
Yeah.
You know, but I will say this. I was totally excited, like I told everyone and every week, the first 3 games of the season, we looked like we haven't looked before. Now, the challenge is, like you're saying, after those 3 games of the season, we have been, in my opinion, like snails. The first 3 games of the season, the energy, the expectation, the play calling, how we looked has been totally different. So I'm with you. My fear is, who are we going to bring to the table?
Yeah, and I was talking to a bunch of fans out there, and all of them are saying we need to beef up our defense.
Yeah, well, this is my thing, and I said it from the first day. The defense ain't going to get us where we need to get to. That's obvious. If we've had any consistency, is that the inconsistency of the defense has been there, right? So if we're going to be a championship team like I think we could have been, and we still can, it's not going to be on the back of the defense. Yes, we need the defense to make some stops. We need our linebackers to get in their gaps, at the minimum, get in your gaps. We need our defensive back to make some plays. The defensive line has been amazing, but listen, we're going to get what we have gotten all year from every single team. Listen, Michigan's going to make some big plays. Coach Harbaugh is an amazing, he's probably a top 5 offensive coach. So we're going to have to deal with that when it comes to the defense.
And, you know, is it going to be difficult that they're saying that they're favoring Michigan and the players, and Ohio State's the underdog? Is that going to make the players a little nervous?
This is crazy, right? We're a home team.
Yeah.
We're a 4-point underdog. We have murdered Michigan forever. But it will make a major difference. But it's going to make a difference for us. I think it's going to fire us up. I think we're going to be offended. And at the same time, when it comes to Michigan, hey, listen, you know, sometimes you tighten up a little bit when that pressure's on. I think Michigan started off a little rough during the beginning of the season. They vaulted themselves. They worked their tails off. They're number 4 in the country. They're coming into Ohio State. They see the potential we have. And listen, they're going to have to perform. So the fact that they're favored in our place, that's going to be on their minds the whole game.
Yeah, and you had a really good game day prediction last time, Marilyn. I kind of gave you a hard time. You said it was going to be close. It was 51-52.
Told y'all.
You were pretty good. So what is your game day prediction?
Is Philly Phil still here?
Yes, he is
Philly
still here.
Phil. Yeah, come on, baby.
So you're pretty good. So what's your accuracy?
I'm your yin and you're my yang, baby. This is how we do. Now, this is the deal.
All right.
Don't get it twisted. We have no reason to win this game. Let's be honest.
Okay.
On paper and during the season, we have no reason to win this game. And I want everyone to know that, because when we do prevail and win 55-52, everyone will know it would be one of the biggest upsets of this year. Ohio State 55, Michigan 52.
I love it.
What you got, Philly Phil?
Bo and Woody aren't loving that. 55-52. I got the Buckeyes winning. I thought I had a high-scoring affair. 38-33.
Oh, wow. Hey, dude, I think we're going to look like the Big 12, bro.
Okay. Hey, I agree. Offense has got to win it for us. Thank you,
your
Jimmy.
jeans are sexy.
Hey, well, it's because I'm going out. I'm trying to do a half change here. I'm going to be out at the shoe here in about 5 minutes. We do have the rain heaviest in the morning, so we're starting to see it tapering off. And by kickoff at noon, a spotty shower or two. I don't think rain's going to really play much of a part in the game. Wind probably a little bit more. Oh, please don't get, because I put bums down there, please do not get offended. Got a letter last year. Somebody was, my son went to, it's a joke. It's all in fun, okay? Please. All right, look at that. There we go. The heaviest rain now off to the north and east of Columbus. Still some spotty showers, some heavier rain down around the Ohio River. But as we look back, it could be a lot worse. This is Monday's system. There's a winter storm warning for parts of Iowa and Missouri and Illinois. And then on the head of the rain that we're seeing here, it's turning into ice. So winter weather advisory for parts of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Virginia and Virginia, as that whole system continues to push off. Definitely not going to be an all-day kind of rain. We'll continue to see this rain as that whole system pushes off, taper off for us. Temperatures not bad at all. Low to mid-40s. Pickerington, good morning. You're at 45. 43 Galloway and Plain City. 43 in Mount Vernon. 44 Athens. Waverly, good morning. You're at 45. 44 in Kenton. Here becomes the issue is we're going to have a strong southerly wind today, and we're seeing that right now, anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Wind gusts up to 25 by this afternoon. It's not going to be pretty out. It's going to be gray. It's going to be overcast, kind of dreary, and that's what we're seeing. 45 out at the airport. It does feel a little bit cooler, but definitely more of a poncho and jacket kind of a day than a parka day. Morning rain slowly ending. I think tomorrow looks fine. You need to do something outdoor. Tomorrow's the day to do it. We'll be dry and mild. Monday looking wet, and then ushering in some colder air for next week. This is 10 o'clock, still some spotty rain. Futurecast may actually be a little overdone on this, but we'll see some spotty rain slowly ending into the early afternoon. Most of the game is dry. Clouds continue to stick around. We'll see a little bit of clearing overnight. That's actually going to allow us to get some patchy fog in the morning. And then by the time we get into the afternoon on Sunday, a lot of sunshine, and then temperatures into the mid-50s before we wait for this guy, which is coming in, bringing us rain late on Sunday night. Your daytime hours are dry. By the time we get into the evening, we're wet, and then some snow showers on the back side of this. May actually see some light accumulations, basically from, I'd probably say State Route 30 north, but we'll keep our eye on that for Monday night. 52 today, mainly morning rain, cloudy and breezy for the afternoon. 7-day forecast. Sunday looks fantastic, rain late. Monday starts not looking so hot, and then we return right to winter, unfortunately, right back to below average temperatures. I think most of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are looking dry, but high's going to only be into the 30s, and we should be up near 50 for this time of year.
Thank you, Phil. Have fun out there. And in the football fever, Joe Sam is getting ready for the game with some of Ohio State's biggest fans. He's having a little fun with some tailgaters. So, Joe, enjoying yourself out there. Have you already had breakfast?
Yes, you know what? Tailgaters have been cooking all this morning, and I think I found some more Ohio State fans. 08! I mean, we've been getting it in all this morning. Go ahead and cheer them on, you guys. I'm telling you, everybody is really excited this morning. They are ready for this game. They are braving the temperatures out here, really cold and rainy. But you know what? None of these guys are fearful of that at all, because we're going to walk away with that win today. And that's right. Aren't we saying that? They've been cooking all this morning. We had some breakfast, and you know what? We're going to go and walk on over to some of the tailgater spots right now, because they've been cooking all this morning. I'm telling you, from breakfast food to regular traditional food, they've been doing it all for us this morning, and it's been really, really nice out here, you guys, too. I've been eating, so you really sent me to a really good place this morning. We're going to join right now with Maria's biggest fan.
Oh, hello, Maria. Hi, Maria. I haven't seen you for a couple years, but I still love you a long time.
Oh, yeah, he's been saying that all this morning. Let's open this up and show him what you got down here. So tell us what you have here.
We got adult canned chicken.
Yes.
And we got some brisket. You want to try a piece of brisket?
Oh, you know what? Let's try a piece of brisket.
Hang on.
Oh, my God. These guys have been feeding me all this morning. Maria, Jackie, Phil. I'm telling you, this has been the best assignment.
You got to save a little bit of that for Maria.
Oh, yeah. I'll save some for Maria and Jackie and Phil.
Oh, don't worry about Jackie and Phil.
Oh, my God. It's so good and juicy.
That's delicious.
This is the chicken.
That's the chicken.
Look at that. Look at that steam coming off of that chicken there.
That's delicious. Just take a bite of it. See what you think.
Mmm.
This is for TP Mechanical.
Oh, my goodness.
It's for TP Mechanical.
Even though the like water tastes so amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's all the juices. He's talking about the juices coming from the chicken there.
It tastes so amazing.
These little guys
I
are also ready for
TP Mechanical, so
yeah.
you got to give a thank out for Tim Hoover over there.
Oh, my God. Look at the spices inside of this chicken here. When I tell you.
I put some Red Hot in there.
Red Hot, and I like it hot, you guys. I think everybody likes it hot out here today, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's cold, but you know what? We're warming up.
I was thinking about Maria when I put that Red Hot in there.
You know what? I'm having such a great time out here with these guys. How long have you been cooking for the tailgates here?
10 years, 12 years, something like that. I don't know. It's been a while.
12 years.
You want another leg?
I'm going to finish in this up. I can barely talk because it's so good, you guys. And I cannot say how excited I am, because you guys are going to be out here all day long making this food for these people out here.
Yes, I will.
You know what? We love it. So, OH,
Ayo.
OH.
Ayo.
We'll see you guys in just a bit with much more Good Day Columbus.
Welcome back. Buckeye Nation has several new members, all decked out in scarlet and gray. Check this out. Babies born this week at OSU's Wexner's Medical Center are now wrapped in Beat Michigan blankets. Oh, isn't that so cute? One of the first babies was born to parents who met after the game several years ago.
We were at the varsity club after the game. I think we won the game. It was great, having a good time. I was with one group of friends. She was with another, and just kind of got up and sat down, and there she was, and you know, the rest was history.
And they started young, right, Jimmy?
Listen, out of the womb, baby, out of the womb. How we do.
All right, Jimmy wanted to stick around because Maria and Phil, well, they're out there at the shoe.
I beg.
So
I beg. I'm a beggar.
you got to do Maria's line.
I'm a beggar.
Maria's line.
What's the switch?
Switching time.
Switching time.
See you at Fox 28. We're
My
Good Day
bad.
Columbus.
Switch.